Listen, blow the shofar. Blow the shofar. Go ahead. You should blow it. You said not.
Margin. Up to down, back to face the east.
Y'all want to get into the Lord's Prayer? Go ahead.
Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abinau.
Abinau.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Dash.
Dash.
I.S.U.P.K. Yahweh. Lakaka.
Yabaa.
Zaka.
Ya.
Asha. Barakaza. Wa.
Ya.
Bashamayim. Tanana. Come. Ya. Ka. Amalakwa. Wa Allah. Wa Par. Awalay. Ama.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
which
art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. It's not to temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Alahari. Mayan. Yaba'ah. Azariah. Ma'an. Yahweh. Asha. Shemaiah. Warataza. Aliyatan. Samawat. Zalka. Al-Yanawam. Shemarka. Ana. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yashan. Shamar. Yashala. Yahweh. Shemarka. Yahweh. Zalka. Yamyanka. Yawamam. Shemash. Yapika. Wayarak. Wayalam. Yahweh. Shemarka. Ka. Yashemar. Atnapasha. Yahweh. Yashemar. Tazaka. Wabuaka. Yatha. Wadi. Awala. In English. I will lift up my eyes to the hills. Whence cometh my help? My help comes from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And you forevermore. Prayer for the cop, the power of the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashamayim.
Alright, the power in the English. Yahweh. Name Yahweh. Please give us the power. Power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In name Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
Prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh. Barakina. Wa Sharab. Wa Biyah. Rock. Gun. Say the name of loved ones once, everyone repeats the name once.
For everybody that's on Facebook or YouTube, I will be checking it. If you want to speak of a loved one, you need to say their names. We will repeat it in the class, otherwise everybody else will get started.
All destroyed of Israel.
All destroyed of Israel.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
All I.S.U.P.K.
All I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky.
I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky.
I.S.U.P.K. Indiana.
I.S.U.P.K. Indiana.
I.S.U.P.K. Ohio.
I.S.U.P.K. Ohio.
Ardell Cook.
Ardell Cook.
Tiffany Cook.
Tiffany Cook.
Sandra Flores.
Sandra Flores.
Todd Hall.
Todd Hall. Kwame
All.
Payala.
Barma.
Dasayan.
Dasayan.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
Time to say all of Israel.
All of Israel.
Benjamin.
Jamie.
Annalise.
Whitney.
Israelite School U.P.K.
Israelite School U.P.K.
All of Israel. All of Israel. Alright, so far I'm not seeing them. Go ahead and pause.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bless Israel in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in Israel.
In the school.
In school.
Bless him, she'll protect.
Bless him, she'll protect. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damayah. Ka. Al-Takaras. Al-Tashquat. Al. Kaya. Anna. Awagita. Yahama. One. Rahash. Al-Dumaka. Yaryama. Sawada. Yab. Yakaraka. Ali. Alwam. Wa. Yashimai. Aliyam. Moab. Wagari. Gabal. Waimalak. Kalashah. Ain. Shabna. Tazawar. Gam. Ashawar. Law. Amam. Hayawa. Zarwa. Banya. Lawak. Salah. Akshab. Laham. Kamadi. Yasara. Kayagi. Manaka'al. Yasma. Nashamadu. Mayandara. Ayawa. Yaman. Adam. Shatam. Nada. Yah. Mawa.
Say it again.
Mawa. Yara. Wakaza'aba. Wakazaba. Waka'a. Da'ash. Garbara. Yara. Wakalahaba. Kalahat. Hari. Khan. Dardama. Nasaraka. Ubasa. Paka. Dabalaham. Mala'a. Panyaham. Lawan. Wabakasha. Ka. Yahawah. Yabashua. Waba'awa. Aida. Ai. Wakapara. Wababa. Wadawa. Kayaka. Ka. Yahawah. Ubaka. I1. I. Ka. Kaharakisa.
You say something. Psalm 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence. O God. Hold not thy peace. Be not still. O God. For lo, thy image like a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off for being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. But they are consulted together for one consent. They became as dung for the earth. Make the lords like a rib. And like Zeed.
Yeah.
All the princes as a body.
All the princes as a body.
And that's on moon.
And that's our moon.
Who said?
Who said?
Let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves.
The house of God in possession.
House of God in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make it like a wheel.
Make it like a wheel.
As the snow before the wind.
So before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As fire burneth the wood.
As the flame set the mountains on fire.
As the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy templates.
Persecute them with thy templates.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill the faces with shame.
Fill the faces with shame.
Let me seek thy name.
Let me seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let it be confounded in trouble.
Let it be found in trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let it be put to shame and perish.
Let it be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
art the most high over all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth,
And all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Name Yahweh Shah.
Name Yahweh Shah.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
See evils and curses.
See evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite
In
brothers.
the school.
In the school.
See evils and curses.
See evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the treasure.
Shake loose the treasure.
Of the rich of Israel.
Of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter thy sanctuary.
Enter thy sanctuary.
See evils and curses.
See evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And the drug dealers.
The drug dealers.
The court system.
Court system.
The prison system.
The prison
The
system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalekites, synagogues, and armies.
Amalekites, synagogues, and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Paskamatazi. The gay movement.
Gay movement.
The lesbian
Lesbian
movement. Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
That's the space program.
Space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
The airwaves.
Cable access channels.
Cable access channels. Punch all these.
That come up against us.
Come up against us.
And speak thy word.
Speak thy word.
Cause it known by all.
Cause it known by all.
That is the angels that have done it.
And the angels have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
On the whole world.
Cause it to shake at thy coming.
Cause it to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sorry, man. No, yeah. Alright, Yahweh Shem Shabbat. Sorry.
Like Shalom.
Never mind, I see you that much. It's about. Okay. No, it's about. Alright, no sweat, your Sabbath. Everyone can be seated. Alright. When you're done, I want you to switch places with Mother Water. In the meantime, while you're waiting, can you fix this for me? Can you put it down? Water. I said when you stop, keep on. Yeah, that's why.
You got the candles in them?
I'm sorry.
You got the menorah in them?
Yeah, actually.
You can see-
Yeah, can you turn it this way a little bit? Actually, this way, so like I know the camera's opposite. Yep, a little bit more, and perfect. All right, no sweat.
You good?
Yep, the water. I appreciate you. All right, so today we are going to get into a new book. As you know, last week we ended all chapters of the book of Ecclesiastes. What we're going to get into is the book of Ezekiel, a very, very amazing book, by the way. If you have not studied that or at least read one chapter, you'll get the opportunity now. Otherwise, study on your own. All right. Ezekiel is filled with prophecies.
Ezekiel's got a whole lot in it.
Go ahead.
Got a whole lot.
Pretty much, yeah. But I just know the book usually is filled with a lot of visions and prophecies and shit like that.
Yeah,
Otherwise, definitely, yeah, it's a lot of great, amazing content in it.
Right. It's filled with a whole lot of history in it too.
Absolutely.
Links up to other, books.
Absolutely.
Got the slave ships in Ezekiel too.
Yeah, you sure
Matter of
do.
fact, we're gonna open with that. That's in the first chapter. Right?
It is, actually, yep, it is. Yep, that's right. Doesn't Ezekiel mention about Tyre?
Yeah. That's 28.
That's 28.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a good one too.
Right.
But we ain't gonna elaborate too much on that right now until we get there. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. 7 verses. Hey, so like I just want to say I'm a little jealous of Mamba Bar because I wish I thought of that when I was sitting over there trying to get all my notes and have me a little desk or something. Man, books falling, everything's falling. Trying to get your pages right, your Bible, and your notes, and your precept book. Yeah, that's right, absolutely. Alright, you go ahead, sir. I'm gonna let you know you will be on the toilet with that, by the way.
Yeah, I already know.
That's diabetes, that's diabetes all in the cup, alright? Go ahead.
Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Why, Bashar, Shayam, Shana, Barab, Yaya, Bakam, Shah, Lakadash, Wanya, Batawak, Agawala, I, Nahar, Kabar, Napah, Kawa.
Keep going.
Asham, Yam, Wa'ara, Mawa, Alayam, Akam, Shah, Lakadash, Ayah, Ashana, Akam, Yashiyah, Magal, Wat.
Trying to find it.
Yeah, got a message. Threw me off. Okay, I found it.
Alright, so go ahead.
Amalak, Yahweh, Yan, verse 3. Ayah, Yabar, Yahweh, Yakaz, Kwah, Ban, Bawazia, Akan, Barakaza, Kashadiam, Naar, Kabar, Wataya, Alayan, Sham, Yah, Yahweh, verse 4. Wara, Wana, Rawak, Sahara, Ma'at, Man, Atazak, One. Anna. Gotta walk. No, gotta walk. Wash. Macau. Kukwa. Wanaga. Lawa. Sabaya. Wamat. Waka. Kaiwa Yam. Akash. Mariam. Then what? Adam. Bana. For 6. Wara. Aya. Panyam. Maka. Ba. Kana. Yam. Laka. For 7. Wargal. Yam. Ragal. Shara. Waka. Ragalim. Kaka. Ragal. I go. 1. Taza Yam. Kayan. Nakasha. Wala.
That's it. That's it. You got this as well. You set the top up there. All right, that was that was good, very good. See what I'm saying? Heard some English, some Spanish in there. See what I'm saying? Heard everything. You know what I mean? You might just be gifted with many tongues. But all right, so yeah, we are going to go ahead and get into Ezekiel first chapter. But before we get into that, I got a question, man. What is today still? What is today? Does anybody know? I mean, I'm probably confused as hell. Go ahead.
The third day of Hanukkah.
Third day of Hanukkah. See what I'm saying? So we got a few more days left. And so far, it's looking glorious. I don't know if anybody's seen the news, but a lot is still going on in our favor, once again, as far as the COVID concern. You see what I'm saying? Esau is dying like crazy. See what I'm saying? War looks like it's about to break out. Looking forward to the mass shootings coming soon. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, yeah, it's looking good so far. All right. So, does anyone have any questions or concerns so far? Or live? Anybody? If not, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay. All right. Ezekiel, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Jabar.
Mm-hmm. And does anybody know where Ezekiel was around this time? I know you know. It's known as some today as what, Iraq? As far as the river, that river, that would be Iraq. What about Tyre? Was Tyre Persian?
No, Tyre was one of the lands of the Canaanites. As a matter of fact, it was where Tyre and Zidon and all of that.
Oh, okay.
That area right there.
Okay, because something that Because something in the Bible as far as Persia is spiritually something else right now.
Persia, you mean like the
I mean, yeah,
name, the name of it, what it's called today?
Yeah, no, like what was it in the scriptures? Capside word just said this. You mentioned it's either I want to say Iran, it's Persia, right?
Right.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, you see what I'm saying. But this place right here, he was in Iraq, what we would call Iraq as of today.
Right.
Alright, so yeah, and so he was among the Catholics. Keep on.
Then the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God.
So far as we read into what the first verse,
Right.
What's already happening within the first verse of Ezekiel?
So he's among the slaves, among the captives. You know, he was nabbed up on the slave though, because during the time of the Babylonian Empire, they merged themselves with Syria.
No, they merged themselves.
Yeah, they became, because Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, he was the king of both.
Yeah, he was. That's right.
Yeah, king of the Chaldeans and the king of Assyria.
And actually, that is absolutely correct, because you're going to see the Chaldeans in here.
Right.
It's going to mention that actually next couple of verses. All right. Keep going. So yeah, that is right actually.
Verse 2. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Joachim's captivity.
Right. And you remember how we mentioned that king not too long ago? You know, doing last month for Dash. You know what I'm saying? As y'all know, for the last month for Dash, we have been using, not all 50 vocab words, but just a good chunk of them, just to help people learn how to do a transliteration versus a translation.
Right.
Does anybody understand what the difference is? Does anybody know what the difference between a translation and transliteration is?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so with the transliteration, we have been taking scriptures and breaking them down, but not the full entire scripture, just the meat of it, just a portion of it. It's like you have a paragraph, you only take out one sentence out of that paragraph.
Right.
So that's what we've been doing, just to identify the key vocab words and the sentence. Like for example, if you look right here, you'll see when it's Genesis, Hosea, etc., and that king right there was mentioned. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, keep going. I just want to bring that point out. That's all.
Verse 2. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Joachim's captivity. Verse 3. The word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel, the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river Chabar.
Right. When it says that the Spirit of the Lord came on him expressively, what does that mean?
The Spirit of the Lord came upon him where he can see visions and prophesy.
Absolutely right. And the Lord gave him that ability. Like the Lord was dealing with them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now it's no different than today. Like you have the Lord who deal with certain men in a very powerful way. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now not everybody might get a vision, but the Lord might deal with you in a different manner to where you carry out a important task. You see what I'm saying? Keep going. Go ahead.
By the river Chabar, and the hand of the Lord was there upon him. Verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding in itself.
Now, we hear this word whirlwind all the time. What does that usually consist of, or what does that talk about usually in the scriptures? Because you're going to see it in multiple places. Say it again? A tornado. You see what I'm saying? That's what, you know what I mean? Otherwise, I believe you can use whirlwind as well for like hurricanes.
Fire tornado.
Yeah, fire tornadoes, things like that. Actually, there was just a fire tornado in California.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There was a few of them.
Yeah, it was a few of them. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if California is still
north. A great cloud and a fire enfolding in itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire.
So is this synonymous to anything else?
And yes, also talk about it's coming out of the north.
Absolutely.
The north always had to do with Babylon, just like America, and Europe. All this is the land of the north.
Absolutely.
Destruction coming from the land of the north.
Absolutely. Can someone grab Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48? Because that's a precept as far as that north.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know where I'm going?
I think so. There's another one too. I think it's Jeremiah.
You all good.
I think it's another one in Jeremiah.
I believe so.
The Lord deliver the children of Israel out of the land of the north.
Yep, I remember that one. All right, yeah, you go ahead and read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
From where?
From far.
Okay, so as you see, I'll keep going.
From the end of the earth. As swift as an eagle's fleet.
That's right, that eagle. Who's the eagle today?
Esau.
It's Esau, but like as far as the kingdom, America, you see what I'm saying? The same eagle that was in Rome. You see what I'm saying? All the other captivities that we were in. It's no different. The only thing that has changed is the name. But not the structure, not the government, everything else has been the same. It's the same thing when we go into which I taught a class about this maybe two years ago. As far as the slave tactics. See what I'm saying? The slave tactics, how they were policing the actual slaves back then, like in North Carolina and all these other places, in Atlanta as well. They use right now on police force. It's no different. You see what I'm saying? They just have a new title to it. You got slave catchers or slave owners, now police owners or police officers.
Right. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
They call them overseers.
Overseers, that's right. You see what I'm saying? Yep.
Yeah, it's probably funny because they try to act like you ever heard of people talking about, well, the Irish were slaves too. You ever heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that, but I'm like, yeah, right. I'm not gonna focus on scorn.
Yeah, they still got Irish names.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, you know what I mean? My name's supposed to be Makabi, but not now, I'm supposed to be called Toby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Go ahead.
Another thing about the Irish enslaved, they was enslaved by their own goddamn nation.
Nation. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, because, I mean,
and it wasn't as cruel because it was the same nation.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't as cruel as our captivity because we was under a different nation.
Right, and you gotta understand this, like, you're right, because you gotta understand this too. Like, Esau has messed over every nation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. Even the so-called allies, like he has put them in a form of oppression. Right. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I mean, you can ask any other nation and they would know it. That's why Isaiah 14 chapter, you will see that being explained. That's why everybody's going to be against Esau once he falls.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But of course, the other nations ain't going to get a break. You see what I'm saying? Because they put us through some hell. Because we are the chosen people of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So they don't get a pass. Right. Of course. You want to say something?
Yeah, and the way that they treated them is you can see the parallel today by how the trailer trash is being treated. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're not mightily oppressing them like that because the trailer trash, they get a leg up on us. Absolutely. They get all the unadvertised jobs they won't put in the papers and all of that. Because they don't want us even applying for those jobs. Absolutely. They don't even want us knowing that they exist.
Absolutely. And what you're saying really is like, even the lowest of our oppressors still oppress us in a way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. And
even our own neighborhoods.
A lot of people don't know, but the poor white trash also own the bars and taverns.
Of course,
stuff like that too.
That's right.
That's they cut. People think, oh, somebody own a bar that he's a rich class. No, these are poor devils.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They just happen to own just like the Irish. They owned all types of Irish pubs.
Mm-hmm.
They think about it, and that's how Joe Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's them dad. He was a bootlegger.
Yeah, he was.
And he was tied up with the mob. That's how the Kennedy John Kennedy ended up becoming president.
Right, yeah, because he had those connections.
All right.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, there's actually a bar called the Irish Pub. Ain't that in the same bar? Is that in Minneapolis? Yeah, it's downtown, right? Yeah.
They got O'Shea's.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They got O'Shea's up here too.
O'Shea's, bar?
Yeah, they do serve food. I think they pretty good food.
Nah, I've never been inside. I've always walked by it, but you know, yeah. When you said outside, yeah, this one called the Irish Pub in Minnesota. But yeah, moving on. Can you read that scripture, verse 49 one more time, please?
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle's fleet.
Right, actually, that's Esau. Keep going.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Now, what does that mean? A lot of people do not understand this, which is it's pretty self-explanatory if you've been in class more than 90 days.
Right.
I mean, it's very simple. What's that mean, boy? A foreign language. You see what I'm saying? When I think about the scripture, I think about how Esau had beat and killed their way of life into the Native Americans.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I think that's when I knew that Native Americans were no different than Black and Hispanics because of how they were treated. And I remember around the time, like a year before I came to the school, you know, in our Spanish class, we would focus on they would, like the teacher, she was Hispanic herself. She would focus on Black and Hispanic. You see what I'm saying? Troubles and oppression and things of that sort.
Right.
And I found it interesting. And and then like a year later, that's when I came to the school, and I started to notice that the Native Americans and the Hispanics and the Blacks were all fighting and protesting with each other. You know, they was having each other's back, showing a sense of unity and things of that sort. And I was just like, damn, like these people are as well as going through hell, just like we are going through hell. And I don't see how anybody else can relate to them, but Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, like they all relate to each other.
Right.
But the people outside cannot relate. You see what I'm saying? Once again, going back to what you said, Esau can scream and shout that he's been oppressed, but that's a goddamn lie. Yeah. Where? The Holocaust? Nigga, we had we were the Holocaust.
Right, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Goddamn. You know what? They never mentioned how many Blacks were killed one time of that Holocaust either.
No, of course not. Right, absolutely. Go ahead. Select which one?
Thousands groups said it was slaughtering us by thousands.
I would say thousands, millions. You said over time. Yeah, come on. Go ahead.
Oh, was you doing that?
All the way to 50.
Verse 50. A nation of fierce continence, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
All right, you see what I'm saying? You understand that, right?
Right.
So yeah, but we go back to Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 3.
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
The word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel, the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chabar. And the hand of the Lord was there upon him. Verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire unfolded in itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire.
Does anybody know what amber looks like?
Amber is like a bright orange.
As you know, something like that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like a bright orange as far as a fire. So yeah, what about girl?
The girl is green.
Okay.
Like a UFO church and the lights they have on.
And why I mention that, because that's something also that you're going to see in here, because Ezekiel is one of those scriptures where it talks about the chariots.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, there's two different types of chariots that you would see in the Bible. You have the chariots that are connected to the horse, like the it's like a wooden thing with the wheels and a horse. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, you have the Most High vehicles, which is a chariot. All right, the ones that fly in the sky.
Yeah, you have the one that the Most High sits on too.
Absolutely, absolutely, damn right.
Yeah, it describes it in detail.
Oh,
describing it from the downside of looking up.
Yeah. Doesn't it give like measurements and things of that sort too?
It does later on, but it's talking about measuring the temple. You know, it has the angels go and measure the temple and all that.
Absolutely. Keep going. We were verse 5 now?
Yeah, we're at verse 5.
Okay.
Verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
I'm sure every officer knows the scripture, or at least seen it once or twice, multiple times. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd like to explain what that means right there. It said the likeness of a man. It's talking about like his chest area, arms, hands, like a black dude. That's why I said the likeness of a man. Except they, you know, other features were different though. This part was like men, but the other features were different than man.
And as you know, there's all different types of you know, angels.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's precepts also too in the book of is it First Corinthians, which talks about a terrestrial.
Yeah, terrestrial, celestial.
Different types of angels and things like that. So you have angels that look like you, or you have angels that look like something totally different that you've never seen before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Also too, I remember General Katham, he was telling me how you know, angels can transform themselves to look like anything or anybody.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anything or anybody. Go ahead.
They ain't bound by the same laws that we bound by.
Absolutely right.
Right.
And also,
well, angels ain't even made of just flesh.
Absolutely.
They didn't come from the dust of the ground.
Right.
You know, they were created different.
Right. Yeah.
They made out of fire.
Some glories. Like for example, like the angels that's in the story of Genesis the 19th chapter. Now, there are some angels that do not eat. They don't eat. They don't get into marriage, things of that sort. But you have some that do. That's why when you look at when Lot made that feast for his guests, the guests were who?
Right.
They were angels. Right. You see what I'm saying? The word angel in the Bible, of course, is Elohim. Elohim you will see in the book of Psalms, the 83rd chapter, which we actually was just reading. Now, Elohim has among it was like what 9 to 10 definitions to it. Yep. Elohim is angels, divine, deity, God as a GOP, God lowercase. Man, it's a lot. Huh? Power words. It's a lot. You see what I'm saying? And that's the angels, man. You know what I mean? Now, of course, I'm sure you heard all these stories about, you know, brothers and sisters seeing angels, things of that sort, or having, you know, having like situations where like they, you know, they met somebody or someone disappeared somewhere, shit like that.
Right.
You know, I mean, I heard multiple stories coming to the ISUPK.
I believe it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there's a time where I felt like I, you know, met someone and that, you know, that I just felt like someone was different. You know what I'm saying? And I remember talking to Jones about it. It was like, maybe. And they always say, though, too, what's the scripture about don't entertain strangers unawares?
Make sure that you entertain strangers, because you could be entertaining angels unaware. Pretty much saying show hospitality. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, the angel, you don't even know, you think he's regular dude.
Right.
You know, and he gonna run the report up.
Right. Yeah. So actually, like, you know, you wanna find yourself. You see what I'm saying? Being like, for example, like, you know, how many times do we hear stories about homeless people? You know, coming up to a brother, hey, you got some change, stuff like that. Someone just horrible and mean and just nasty to them.
Yeah.
That could be an angel, and the angel can give that report up to the Lord.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why we always, like the Bible always says to show everybody love. You see what I'm saying? Show everybody love. You know what I mean?
Right. The same homeless dude, if you done turned away, if you done, you know, done shun him and shoot him away, they say, you know, he done went up in a pillar of fire. You know what I'm saying? You're like cold dirt then.
I was gonna say it's like the one saying they gonna treat the janitor like a CEO.
Absolutely, right.
That's how they came up with that boss show.
Absolutely, yeah. You talking about with Dwayne Johnson?
Undercover boss.
Oh, undercover boss. Okay, I'm thinking about something else. Yeah, absolutely. You see what I'm saying? Because you never know. The Lord could just send someone down here just to, monitor you. You see what I'm saying? So, if you want that good report, you see what I'm saying, you gotta be in the spirit of the Most High always.
Right.
It's just not when it's just time for class. It should be always. It should be you every single day, all day. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing where, if you make a mistake, who finds out? Who bears record of everything? The generals. It's no different.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you gotta always make sure that you're in the spirit and that you're doing the right thing. Because everything is being monitored and watched. You see what I'm saying? So, also too going into the book of Hebrews is where when it says obey those that watch over your soul, because they take account of your life. The county, they have to report based on how you're doing, how's your progress.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You want to say something? Go ahead.
I got kind of like a stupid question.
There's no such thing as stupid questions.
That's not stupid. Okay, so you say you gotta be nice like everybody, right? I know the Esau is not technically like everybody, so would the angels technically never be Esau? So I don't have to worry about being nice.
No, the angels ain't gonna come in the form of Esau.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that sounds very, very disrespectful towards the Lord.
I was just thinking about
If I was an angel, I was like, yo, be so I'm like, so I can
Right.
But yeah, go ahead.
Go further, say, yeah, like it would never be an angel, but you still should be an asshole. Like,
Right. You definitely be. Yeah, absolutely.
You see a white lady come and pull it like
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah, nah, we used to like me saying that. Me saying that as well, like, okay, when I say everybody, I'm just talking about amongst the nation of Israel, but of course, because what was it King David or Paul that said, no, not let brotherly love continue, not that one. It's treat all men the same. But it's kind of similar to that scripture. It's I want to say it's in Thessalonians. Yeah, where it says something about like treat all men the same. And then Christ said something to the disciples. He had checked the disciples because they were only like just saluting or just showing love to just themselves as disciples, but they wasn't like he was telling them like you want to treat everybody the same. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to show love to everybody. You ain't gotta be an asshole to everybody. You know what I'm talking about?
Not quite.
It's a Matthew. It's a Matthew. This is also a Hebrew Academy scripture as well.
You gotta think too, that everybody really includes people of Israel that ain't even in the truth.
Right. That's the point that I'm making. But people outside of the truth, be cordial. We all always talk to be cordial. I ain't saying that you gotta kiss someone's ass, another nation's ass. You ain't gotta be their friend or anything like that. But be cordial.
Right.
Have discipline.
The thing about it, these were written at the time we wasn't seeing no white people.
As far as lands that we were at.
Right. We wasn't seeing any white people. They had their own society, so we don't have no reason to even treat them nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But as far as Israel, when those scriptures talks about that, it's talking about the nation of Israel. Like even those people that's outside of the truth, you definitely want to, hey, Shalom, how you doing? You see what I'm saying? You ain't gotta have no malice. You ain't gotta have nothing against them. You see what I'm saying? Someone that's in the world that's just living a wicked life. You ain't gotta, just attack them on it. You see what I'm saying? There's a way to show a person, like based on how you live your life, can make somebody else change their life and change their behavior. You see what I'm saying? And this is, for example, how you know. I remember when I started to coming to the school, and I became an officer of 50, and I would tell certain people based on what I do and do not do. To the point where people be like, hey, I'm just gonna go over here because I know you don't like cigarettes. I know you don't like the weed, or I know you don't like this type of conversation, or I made some, but I made sure there's no pork in it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's how you know that you're having an effect on somebody.
Right.
Because based on how you're living your life. You know what I mean? And then you have some people who have demons on them to where they just want to bring up the things that you are against, but they feel like it's a contradiction. Like the Bible contradicts people's actions that are in the world. You know what I'm saying? A person will argue with you because they want to continue in that sin. You see what I'm saying? Well, we grew up on pork. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Well, we always lived off it. Back in slavery, and you can't say that. That's not true. That's not factual. how you know what is true and not true, you have to look at the Bible. That's the foundation. That's everything that's written in the book for you. You see what I'm saying? Now we was forced to do it, and we just went over this Wednesday. See what I'm saying about the 7 sons and the mother? They were killed because they refused to eat some swine. That is deep. That's amazing. You want to say something?
Yeah, that's true. You know, it was killed just for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they wasn't just killed; they was killed in a horrible fashion.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, I mean, they was getting scalped and everything.
Mm-hmm. And based on that,
Yeah, hands,
yeah,
fingers, and toes.
and based on reading that, it was unhumane to do something like that to a person. You know what I mean? Now Esau calls us animals, but they show themselves to be the animal in every situation possible.
Right.
More than just the police brutality, more than them just trying to kill us. It's the things that they try to do to get us killed. All the devices that they have set up to try to kill us. It's a scripture that I brought out a couple of days ago. I think it was in your class when it says Ecclesiasticus that they are not satisfied with blood. Like they want your soul as well.
Right.
They want you. That's what I'm sure it's gonna come back. You need some time? No, so it's all good. That's what happens. You want to keep going unless you want to say something.
Oh, we keep going.
All right. Oh, you got it. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna bring up perpetual hatred on what you were saying.
Oh yeah, that's Ezekiel 35:5. Absolutely. See what I'm saying? Which is one of my go-to scriptures. You know what I mean? So absolutely, they do have a perpetual hatred for us, and they show it. And once again, you know, a lot of people think that it's a black and white thing. It's not. It's a Jacob and Esau thing. See what I'm saying? Boy, you want to say something? Oh, okay. You ain't got covered over there, huh? Oh, okay. No, so you think so? No, but you know, so yeah, they do have a perpetual hatred for us, and it's shown all through the Bible.
Right.
We are going to see it in Ezekiel, because Ezekiel is going to mention some things about it. You see what I'm saying? He's going to mention something. I forget what chapters specifically, but we will get into that as well. On top of just 35th chapter, but all the chapters as far as like when you hit Ezekiel like 30, going close to 40, the 40th chapter, those are my favorite chapters. Those are my favorite chapters. You see what I'm saying? Because he also speaks about accountability, responsibility, in many different ways and fashions. It's kind of like he does a rebuttal how King Solomon did in you know, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and things of that sort. All right, you keep going on unless you want to mention some. All right, no sweat. So I ain't losing y'all so far, right? Just make sure. Let me know. Hey, I want you ain't making sense. All right. So go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings. What I think about when you talk about the 4 faces, anybody remember that show, that game, Alter Beast?
I've heard of them. Yeah, I heard about
Nobody
that.
knew about that. How they'd have these faces, and the faces would change.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them turn into like a bear or something like that. The other,
Right.
you know, the faces would be changing. That's the way I view this. I can't see them with 2 faces right here and then 2 faces right there.
Right. It's not like that. It's just different appearances.
Right,
That's
right.
all. You see what I'm saying? Not to make it all magical and spooky. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, you know, also too the 4 wings. Like how Captain Talk Word broke that down a long time ago in one of the classes, like the 4 wings, like you think about butterflies, they have 4 wings.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They're just connected. But it looks like it's really just 2.
Right.
But when you look at it in detail, it's really 4.
Right.
You want to think of it like that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, how do you picture it on TV or shit like that? I mean, that's their own way of thinking of it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But otherwise, yeah, 4 wings. You see what I'm saying? Just like butterfly wings. All right. So that gives you a picture, right? All right. So just so it's not confused, because a lot of people ask questions about the scripture.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, want to add on to that?
Yeah, just like you got the seraphims that have 6 wings.
Absolutely, that's right. Right.
So with two,
Mm-hmm.
they cover the Most High's feet.
Absolutely.
With the top two, they cover his face,
Mm-hmm.
and then they fly with the middle two.
Yep.
That's pretty smooth.
No, it is. No, I wouldn't think. I mean, yeah, the Lord's amazing, man.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't think to even picture that in reality as far as seeing it in front of my face.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's amazing. You know, there's other things that the Most High has created that we have no idea about. You see what I'm saying? That, you know, our eyes can't even really comprehend. See what I'm saying? You remember that beast with all the eyes around him?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I don't want none looking at me like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, good night. That's creepy. You know what I mean? But, you know, hey, that's the Lord. All right, keep going.
Verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
Now, does anybody understand that? How would you picture that in your mind? They had straight feet, like a calf's feet or foot.
I mean, I've heard, you know, brother say it's like a ninja shoe. You know, they had the faces of, you know, animals
Mm-hmm.
and wings.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they had a hoof. I mean, you know.
Right.
So it
So
wouldn't be too far fetched, you know.
right. So does anybody know what a calf's foot looks like? Off of memory.
Right.
Kind of just
Right.
like kind of continuation of the leg. It don't really like
Right.
separate off to where ours kind
Now,
of go straight. Just
yeah. Now, which animals have a calf's foot?
horse.
Say it again.
Horse.
Okay. Who else?
Yeah, like a lamb.
A lamb. All right. One more.
Cow.
A cow.
A donkey.
A donkey. All right. You see what I'm saying? So imagine that on a human looking body.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Who has 4 faces, meaning 4 appearances. All right. So that's giving you the description of what Ezekiel had saw in his vision. See what I'm saying? And the vision also is like, you know, vision. You have visions like, you know, in your sleep, or otherwise you can like be zoned out in a trance. They say.
Yeah.
All right. Keep going.
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
This sounds like Revelations, the 1st chapter.
Right.
Who is mentioned in Revelations, the 1st chapter besides Torah?
Sorry.
It's all good, no sweat. Anybody who's mentioned in Revelations, the 1st chapter? All officers should know this. Go ahead. Yahweh Shai. You see what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And when he's mentioned in the book of Revelation, it talks about the appearance, the glow that he had off his body. Remember that?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's, you know, when he reads the scripture, that's what I hear, that's what I see.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You ever heard the term like, you know, damn, you know, you glowing. You see what I'm saying? You got a spark. You see what I'm saying? All right. Go ahead.
Then you have to think about, because they got the Most High's glory upon them.
Absolutely.
So you can see their human features, but it'd be like the skin would be like a chocolate diamond. Anybody else seen a chocolate diamond?
Oh, I have before. That's crazy. Yeah.
Right.
I've never seen in person, but yeah, online, yeah.
You know how the chocolate diamond is basically brown,
Right.
but then it fires off the colors of a diamond.
Kind of.
Blue and, you know, whatever colors,
Mm-hmm.
you know, even though the diamond itself is brown.
Right, absolutely, yeah, yep. No, there's a lot of jewelry like that in general. You see what I'm saying? So absolutely. You know what I mean? Read that one more time as well.
Take it from the top.
Yeah, if you could. Which verse is that?
Verse 7.
Okay, let's go.
And their feet were straight feet,
Mm-hmm.
and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot,
Mm-hmm.
and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
Right, and we know burnished brass is what?
Blackish brown.
What color? Huh?
Blackish brown.
Blackish brown. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you had a penny in your pocket, see what I'm saying? When the penny comes out of the furnace, it's burnt. It's brass. You see what I'm saying? Bronze, right?
Right.
Bronze, yeah, bronze type of color. You see what I'm saying? Same color that niggas look like.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Like the statues, you know.
Right. Absolutely.
Like the statue, the brass statue of Abraham Lincoln. On first glance, you think it's a statue of a black man. You see it's Abraham Lincoln.
Kind of, yeah. Now also too with the sculptures and the statues, even in ancient time, you know, whoever was creating it would put detail, like kind of like detail, like a little, I want to say like a little coloring or a difference as far as who they were painting or sculpting.
Right.
Like the Hebrews, for example. You saw that the Hebrews had braids, and you know, on the walls of you know, ancient places. You see what I'm saying? You know, they had the shield, and then you saw right here who this nation might have been based on how they looked. You see what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all seen that on Facebook before. Like there's like, you know, pictures surfacing around the earth, you know, Earth about that. You know what I mean? Also to in Russia, they have a museum that a lot of their paintings, as far as people in the Bible, are black. And you know, it's crazy. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's absolutely crazy. Where's the Vatican at?
That's in Italy.
Italy. You see what I'm saying? The Vatican is where they have a lot of our records, a lot of our important things, which we will get back once Yahushua comes back.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Just like Nebuchadnezzar took all the vessels of the Lord and all of that and moved it up to Babylon.
Right.
You know, the Romans did the same thing.
Right.
That stuff sitting there with armed guards,
Mm-hmm.
these glass cases, all type of electronics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To make sure that nobody can steal it.
Absolutely, absolutely, yep. You know, I mean, I know there's a whole little bit of controversy as far as where's the Ark of the Covenant. As far as I believe Jeremiah was the one to hide it somewhere.
Yeah,
hid it somewhere, but you know, Esau been trying to look for it, still can't find it. So they say in history.
Right.
I don't know if you ever heard that before.
I heard it's on Mount Sinai.
I heard that as well.
That too?
Yeah, I heard that was on Mount Sinai as well, but somehow they say that Esau can't find it because the Ark of the Covenant was something that had important. Imagine just a wooden box with special tools, like a survival kit.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Things that are, you know, how can I say, things that are valuable to the nation of Israel.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We had to hide it for a time. All right. So yeah, that was Jeremiah, correct?
I think so.
I want to say that was Jeremiah that hit it. All right. Also too, as far as on the topic of angels, real quick, because that was the last verse.
Right.
Now, does anybody remember the story about Joshua when he had pulled his sword out on an angel?
Yeah, I remember that.
God,
and that's what we rolling with. Yeah.
Absolutely, kind. You see what I'm saying? Now, why do you think I'm bringing that up?
And just like what we talked about earlier, you don't know, you could be dealing with an angel.
Right.
And just like Samson's mother and father.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we talking about when an angel just popped up in the house out of nowhere.
No, he met Samson's mother somewhere. I can't remember, she was going to draw water or something like that.
Oh yeah, she was by herself.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
She ran and told her husband.
Yeah, because I remember, it was a story where the angel was in someone's house, just popped up out of nowhere.
Right.
And it was the mother and the father, and they had said, I want to say it was Samson, they had told him about his son, how his life is going to be. He's going to be a warrior, and things of that sort. And then after he was done talking to him, he stepped towards the fireplace.
Right.
And he disappeared.
Right.
And it was like, they was fucked up in there.
You know remember, because they slaughtered a lamb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They was offering it to him, but he's like, no, you offer this to the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And the fire came down and consumed the lamb, and the angel went inside the fire and went up with the lamb.
Absolutely, God.
The smoke of the lamb.
God, yeah. Yeah, no, that was a crazy story. But no, it was crazy to hear how, Joshua was such a warrior to, pull a sword on an angel when the angels could have killed him and without blinking.
Yeah, he was in the war rage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
He was in the zone.
Absolutely, God. He was amazing brother. You see what I'm saying? And Joshua was one of the brothers that made it to the promised land, right?
Right.
God, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the only ones from that generation.
God.
It was Joshua, Caleb.
Caleb, yeah, Joshua, Caleb, for sure.
They were the only two, like old timers, from the generation in the wilderness. Mm-hmm. Everybody else was young.
Right. And also, too, what you see in that book of, as far as that chapter where, he had interaction with the angel. So I'm saying, when he found out that was an angel, he dropped to his face. So I'm saying, that he worshipped the angel. and saw that, saw his glory, saw how powerful he was. And that's a lot of times that's what you will hear in a lot of these stories when he mentions, the angels, things of that sort.
Right.
But I think that's it on that. Go ahead and go ahead.
So I was gonna say in Joshua, unless there's a different story, saying that. So chapter 5, verse 13. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn.
That's how the angels do. Too. This is a war. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna attack. Like over here, like by them hills somewhere, they point their sword right towards it. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's like nailed down or something like that, and the angels like hovering over him, something like that. Is that what it said?
Almost.
Okay, go ahead.
A man over against him. To me, that kind of just sounds like somebody taller.
Oh, okay, because they're very tall.
They're huge.
Very tall,
With his sword drawn in his hand, and Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries? Verse 14. And he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Most High, am I now come? And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, What saith my Lord unto his servant?
Absolutely, no, that's amazing, man. That's an amazing story right there. You see what I'm saying? A good chapter. So that chapter what again?
That was Joshua chapter 5, starting verse 13.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. The whole book of Joshua is very good. I really love the very first two chapters. Very few first chapters really draw you in.
Yeah, they have a serious campaign.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. He had a lot of battles. I'll say that much.
Right.
But also with that being said, that is it. We are done on that. Just say margin.
Margin.
Can you do the same closing word? Water. You want to write it that's the water. That's the water.
Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abano. Bashimayim. Dash. Shimka. How. Lapaka. Zaka. Shah. Rakza. Bashimayim. Thundana. Come. Call. What's locked now? Wapida. What's locked now? Wapida. Yana. Manasara. Ball. Shine. Young. Ka. Mulako. Allah. Forest. William. Amon.
The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us of our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. God is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Yanya. Al-Hari. Ayan. Azari. Ayin. How. Shah. Shemayim. Waharakaza. Al-Yatam. Amawat. Galka. Al-Yanawam. Shemarka. Anah. Yanawam. Sham. Shalomar. Shalom. Yahweh. Marka. How. Zalka. Al. Yad. Yanka. Yomam. Shamash. Yakaka. Barak. Yala. How. Yashimarka. Ka. Ai. Yashimar. Abnabas. Yahweh. Yashimar. Aka. Mabuaka. Yata. I will love.
Psalms 121 in the English.
I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes
To the hills.
to the hills.
From which cometh my help?
From which cometh my help?
My help coming from the Lord.
My help comes from the Lord.
Not slumber.
Not slumber.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The Lord shall preserve thee from all
The
evil.
Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth.
This time forth
And even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Prayer for the Hakak, the power of the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashir Yahushua.
Abukashah.
Abukashah.
Thananau.
Thananau.
Hakak.
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 Mapa'ah.
Mapa'ah.
Kamakala.
Kamakala.
Kamarawak.
Kamarwa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Matahar.
Matahar.
Amatazarai.
Atazar.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lahati.
Nahati.
Mati.
Amati.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Arakawak.
Arakawak.
Antama'al.
Atama'al.
Garshan.
Garsh.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashir Yahushua.
Warama.
Warama. The power in the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
The name Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us power.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name Yahushua.
In the name Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushua. Barakana. Basharal. Rabiyah. Sapari. Rak. Pa. Gun. Say the name of loved ones once, everyone repeats the name once.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All the brothers and sisters in Las Vegas.
All the brothers and sisters in Las Vegas. All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All of I.S.U.P.K.
All of I.S.U.P.K. Kwama'al.
Kwama'al.
The Barama.
Barama.
The Fayala.
Fayala.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
It's blessed who UPK.
It's blessed who UPK.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashir Yahushua.
The Warama.
Bless Israel in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in Israel.
In the school. Bless Heal, Shield, Protect.
Bless you, shield, protect.
Loved ones.
Loved ones.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damiyah.
Hallelujah.
Ka.
Ka.
Al Takarash.
Atakaras.
Al Taha.
Ka.
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 Sham.
Sham.
Yashal.
Yashal.
Wa.
Yawad.
Ya.
Ya.
Medazal.
Atazal.
Ba.
Ba.
Ikani.
Ikani.
Al Yak.
Ya.
Warya.
Arya.
Yakaraka.
Nicaragua.
Aya.
Ali.
Alawam.
Adlon.
Wa.
Wa.
Yashima.
Shema.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Moab.
Moab.
Wagari.
Magari.
Ba.
Ba.
Aimon.
Wyman.
Amalak.
Wymalak.
Shah.
Kodashah.
Ain.
Ayn.
Shabu.
Ishab.
Tazabar.
Tazabor.
Gam.
Gam.
Ashawar.
Ashawu.
Now.
Now.
Mam.
Kayam.
Yaw.
Kayam.
Zawa.
Zawa.
Banya.
Bunyan.
Wat.
Nawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Shah.
Asha.
Ham.
Nahum.
Madi.
Kamadi.
This is Yasarah.
Siyasara.
Yabi.
Kiyab.
Manaka All.
Manakaol.
Yashma.
Kiyashma.
Nashamani.
Nasharab.
Bayan Dar.
Ryan Dar.
Ayaw.
Kayam.
Man.
Man.
Adam.
Adam.
Yatam.
Shatam.
Ada.
Ada.
Ya.
Ya.
Mau.
Mau.
Yara.
Kara.
Wakaza'ab.
Asa'ab.
Wakazabak.
Kazabat.
Wakazazal.
Kazazal.
Nai.
Nai.
Kal.
Kal.
Nasiyakam.
Asakam.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Mar.
Mar.
Yarasha.
Narash.
No.
No.
Ah.
Ah.
Yawa.
Nawat.
Lahai.
Ahayat.
Lahaya.
Aliyah.
Shatam.
Shatam.
Gauka.
God.
Wash.
Wash.
Panya.
Hani.
Waka'a.
Waka'ah.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Dabar.
Dabar.
Yar.
Yar.
Wakalahab.
Waka'ah.
Lahat.
Yahat.
Hari.
Hari.
Kam.
Kama.
Radam.
Teradam.
Nasaraka.
Yasrak.
Basa.
Subasa.
Pasta.
Bath.
Abalaham.
Dalalaham.
Mala'ah.
Mala'ah.
Panyaham.
Hani.
The one.
Palawan.
Rabakashku.
Abafash.
Ka.
God.
Yahau.
Yahau.
Bashra.
Debash.
Waba'aw.
Waba'aw.
Ayu.
Adi.
Ay.
Aya.
Wakapar.
Makapawa.
body, my dog, help other, some cups, how, vodka, out of one, call,
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence. On your house. Hold not thy peace. And be not still. On your house. Below. Thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee. Now lift up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. The Garians, the Baal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, the habitants of Tyre, the shore also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, as to Wicked Kisan, whose parents had endured. They became as dung for the earth. Make them nobles like Ori. And like Zee. Yea. All the princes as Sabbath. And as Zamuna. Who said, let us take to ourselves the house of God in possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. As the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid of thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. Let me seek thy name. O Lord. Let it be confounded in trouble. Forever. Yea. Let it be put to shame. And perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, in the school, and use a curse, and punishment and instruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel, and refuse to give to the school, force their riches, to enter to thy sanctuary, to use a curse, punishment and instruction to the Edomites, in the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, House Common Navy, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way and try to stop us. Broadcast your word. Proclaim the earth. Let us all the plagues cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh mighty one Gabriel come down to fly sauce. Punish all the evil that come up against us and to speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh thank you always. So be it. That's how you read that. Clap it up. Alright, that's the Sabbath service. Shalom. Alright, catch us tomorrow. I can do additional flies.